As a man, it is extremely, extremely important to aim to desexualize your mind. I know sex is a very, very powerful emotion and a very difficult emotion to control when you think about it. But it must be controlled because if you don't, it can literally destroy you. So if you find yourself constantly thinking about it, it is something you should try to work on because outsiders, it could be women who would say anything just to empty out your pocket. Or it could be advertisers, designers, just, taking advantage of your weakness because it's something you find extremely hard to control. Think about it for a second, guys. Everything you see in this world today, everything you watch on social media based on sex because they know it's a very powerful emotion. So as a man, what do you do? How do you control it? Well, it's going to require a lot of practice, and don't think you're just going to be able to just boom, delete sex out of your mind just like that. It's not going to happen. You're a human being. We're not going to lie here, okay? And I'm not going to lie to you. Don't think that, I don't think about sex, because I do, but I control it. Okay, I don't let it overpower me. It's what we're trying to get here. You're a human being. You're going to have the urge. You're going to have the need. But controlling it is what's going to make you very powerful. If you don't desexualize your mind, okay, if you decide not to desexualize your mind, you feel like everything is fine. When you stand in the front of a woman, the only thing you're going to think about is getting it. And guess what? You're not going to get it because you're going to make the woman feel extremely uncomfortable, bro. 100%. You're going to make her feel super, super uncomfortable just by thinking about sex. Your thoughts alone can make someone feel extremely uncomfortable because think about it. It's like a drug addict who will do anything to get the next hit. If you have like a sexual thought, you're not going to be able to behave properly and you're not going to be able to concentrate. You're not going to be able to focus. You're not going to be able to pay attention to the person. And the person going to find you extremely, extremely weird. Okay, guys, like I said, I know it's a powerful emotion and it's extremely difficult to control, but practice make perfect. Practice make perfect. The more you practice, the more you start to change your thought pattern about it, the more you'll be able to control it. Another problem you will face is distraction. You're not going to be able to focus on yourself because when you think about it, if you're constantly thinking about sex, what are you going to do? You're going to be watching porn. You're going to be sitting on like on Instagram, just, scrolling and stuff, looking at thirst trap because it's something you really, really want, but you can't get it, because think about it. I mentioned it in one of my videos. People always want what they cannot have. The more you cannot have it, the more you can't get it, the more you're going to strive to get it. You see what I'm saying? But if you can control it, if you can focus on yourself instead, the more you will see that it will be available to you. But if you acting thirsty 24/7, I guarantee you, you're not going to know how to behave. It's the reason, guys, I always say, learn to control your emotion, not just when it comes to anger, but also when it comes to sex. You have to learn to control the urges, man. Guys, listen. I know you're going to have the need. I know the urge is going to hit you really, really hard. Trying to shift your mind, trying to shift your thinking. It's going to be difficult. I know I'm saying it, but I know it's going to be extremely difficult. You're going to have to fight yourself, to be honest with you. But trying to literally shift your focus on yourself instead. If you shift your focus on let's say taking care of yourself. I always talking about taking care of yourself because I know how important it is. If you focus on let's say going to the gym instead, or reading, or face your fears. To learn to face your fears, man, you just need to understand your fight or flight system. If you understand your fight or flight system, you will know why you're afraid or why you experience anxiety. If you understand why you're feeling a certain way, it's not going to have a huge impact on your behavior. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't understand why you're feeling a certain way, you're going to be confused. You're going to be like, yo, why am I feeling this way? What the hell? Okay, am I scared? You're going to create some sort of story in your head for why you're behaving the way you do. You see what I'm saying? But if you understand where the behavior is coming from, then it's not gonna have a huge impact on you. So it's the reason you must learn to face your fear. It's not just about women, guys. It's not about like, oh, you know, you gotta face your fear by approaching women. No, anything in life. You're gonna have to step outside of your comfort zone if you want to become confident. And if you become confident when it comes to, like, you know, dealing with women to get sex or whatever, yo, it won't be a problem for you. You know, it won't be a problem at all because it's something that you understand. But if you don't understand what's going on, or if you're afraid to face the fight or flight system, like, you know, like the anxiety, man, you're gonna create excuses in your head. You're gonna feel down all the time, and you're gonna watch other people doing things that you would like to do. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a great look, and it's not gonna be a great feeling. I guarantee you. And this is the reason a lot of people, they experience the emotion of jealousy. They watching people, they looking at people doing things that they wish they could be doing, but anxiety is holding them back. So they just, you know, create some sort of excuse in their mind, or they just, you know, become jealous. You do not want to be in that position at all, because if you experience the emotion of jealousy, envy, oh man, you're gonna punish yourself. And you know where I stand when it comes to self-punishment. It's not a good thing, because most of the things holding us back from, like, let's say approaching a woman or something like that, or like, you know, getting to know a woman, it's because of fear. Even when it comes to making bad decisions, when it comes to dealing with a woman, it's because of fear of losing that woman. So when you learn to let go of fear, when you learn to let go of anxiety, I mean, anxiety, you probably feel it, but you just don't let it overpower you. Don't let it make decision for you. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, guys, the reason we make bad decisions, or we don't know how to behave when we're in front of a woman, or we're afraid to approach, or we're afraid to do certain things, it's because of you thinking of the worst that could happen. You're afraid to lose someone. You're afraid of letting go. And guess what? You end up making bad decisions, man. That's how it is. So guys, learn to desexualize your mind, and I guarantee you'll be fine. Learn to evolve. Learn to take care of yourself, man. Especially, man, listen, it doesn't matter what age you are, taking care of yourself. Yo, listen, man, I don't care if you're 100 years old. You have to take care of yourself. As long as you're alive, taking care of yourself should be your number one priority. And evolving, developing your mind should be your priority, man. It's you. You are conscious. So guys, aim to desexualize your mind. Don't focus on just sex. Stop watching porn and stop scrolling on thirst traps. Stay away from Instagram if you have to. If you always watching porn, you're not gonna have a healthy mind, man. And guess what? You're gonna be punishing yourself. You're gonna be criticizing yourself all the time. And guys, I know what I'm saying, and I know it's a difficult thing to do. It's very difficult, especially if you already developed the habit of doing it. It's gonna be extremely hard. But like, it's something you have to fight, though. You have no choice. You have to fight it if you want to grow, if you want to focus on yourself. Think about it, man. Constantly, you're thinking about sex every day, every day. The only thing you're aiming to get, boom, is to get sex. What about you? Are you thinking about yourself? Are you thinking about your mind? Are you thinking about your body? Or you're not thinking about yourself, but it's what you should be doing. The more you chase something, the more you're not gonna get it. If you always chasing sex, you're not gonna get it. But if you focus on yourself instead, man, whatever you want will gravitate towards you. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna share a little story with you guys. I remember I was at a point in my life where, I used to think about sex a lot, and I used to do it a lot. It was way too much, and I knew I was going overboard with it. I knew it. But I couldn't stop because I had developed the habit of doing it all the time, calling this woman this and that, just sleeping around and having a good time, living my life. I did not try to control it at all, which I should have done for sure. You get what I'm saying? I didn't do it at all, man. So I reached a point where I had to try my best to stop, but it was hard because, man, think about it. Once you develop a habit, it's hard to let go. And, you know, I had this chick texting me, that chick texting, man, it was insane because the opportunity was right in the front of me all the time, man. It was so hard to let go. But guess what? I wasn't able to focus. I wasn't able to, like, you know, do my thing because every time I would be spending time with this chick, with that chick. But I wasn't moving forward with my life though. I wasn't. You know, I could have called myself like, yo, I'm a player, bro. Like but I wasn't really moving forward. Because at that time, I wasn't really focusing on myself. But one day though, to be honest with you, is when I hit like rock bottom. I had no choice. I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta put sex aside, man. I'm gonna stop for a little bit. I'm gonna stop for at least a year. It was the most difficult thing ever. It was so hard, bro. It was extremely, extremely hard. Man, I remember I was at a point where the only thing I was thinking about is getting it. The urge was so insane. I was beating myself up all the time, to the point I used to say to myself, man, that shit is punishment, man. I need to get some. But eventually, when I was able to, like, you know, surmount the whole sexual feeling, I started to feel good about myself. I started to focus on myself. I started to, like, you know, understand myself a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was such a good feeling. Now I was able to control the amount of, like, you know, the amount of time I would be doing it. And it was a good feeling to have that power to say, like, you know what? I don't need to have it all the time. I'll do it once in a while or something like that. It gives me that control. And when you have that kind of control, you're able to focus on your life instead. And it's what you should be doing, is to focus on yourself instead. But if you only focus on sex, if you only think about, oh, the minute you see a woman, boom, man, I want, it's natural. Okay, I'm going to say this. It's natural if you see a woman, she, you know, a nice shape and everything, the thought going to pop up in your mind. It automatically, it's going to pop up like, damn, what a nice one. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's going to happen. But you have to look at what's more important. Or you're going to be wasting your time, or you're going to be focusing on yourself instead. Because you know you can get it if you want. But you don't need it right now because you're a busy man. So you always got to limit what you do. You do not overdo something. You do not overindulge in the thing just to overindulge. No, man. You have to limit it. Especially when it comes to sex. Because, yo, people gonna try to control us, for sure. Woman gonna tell you things that you want to hear just to empty out your wallet if you're thirsty. Well, look at social media. Look what's happening. Men are literally going crazy just because they really need sex and they can't live without it, or they cannot control the feeling. Like I said, it's extremely hard. It's extremely, extremely difficult. And it's a fight. It's a fight. And it's not going to be like, oh, something you're going to win tomorrow. It's going to take a lot of time. And you're going to fail a lot of times. But don't give up, man. Don't give up, and try to, like, you know, focus your mind on you. Focus on you. If you focus on you, you'll be able to do better things. And I guarantee you, more, you know, females will gravitate towards you 100%. But if you're acting like a thirsty guy, you're thirsty, you're constantly thinking about sex, I guarantee you, you're not going to get it. And what did I say, guys? Women always want what they cannot have. If you cannot get it, you're going to aim to get it. And you're going to work very hard to get it. And you will do anything to get it. And you do not want to reach that point. You do not want to reach that desperation where you would do anything to get sex. Like I said, it's like a drug, but do not become an addict. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button for more great content. If you have anything to say, let it out in the comment section. See you next time. Ciao.